Okay, well that's one way to eat your vegetables, or fruit in this case.
This is SportsCenter.
Hey, I'm Marissa Roberto. With only 2 games in the NHL tonight, and no Canadian teams in action, we thought what better time to take a little cruise around Canada and rank how all the Canadian teams are feeling heading into the weekend. A team that's definitely feeling the worst in the entire country right now? Gotta be Calgary, right? We broke a lot of this down yesterday, and since then there has been no good news to report. The only positive spin for the Flames right now is, hey, at least the Sharks are below them in the standings. To the nation's capital now, where things started so beautifully for Ottawa, but has since turned into a certified tire fire. The fired DJ chance, the Shane Pinto suspension, a first-round pick and longtime GM gone in a flash, and an insane amount of injuries made the last few weeks for Ottawa a mess. This is definitely the mood. A win last night would have been a real rallying cry, but they fell 3-2 to LA and lost 2 more players to injury. Yeah, this is an all-time bad week for the Sens. The Oilers are next in our vibe check around the country, and they dropped another one last night. They were unable to turn their big win at the Heritage Classic into any kind of streak. The good news is that they were down 4-1 to Dallas in the third, and rallied back to make it 4-3. You gotta believe this Oilers team will get back on track soon here though. Sam Gagner, who got 2 goals in the third in his first game of the season, thinks things are looking up for Edmonton. The Leafs and their now 3-game losing streak are up next. They were booed off home ice Tuesday, and needed a big performance last night against the Bruins. And while Matthews and Marner did have one of those magical moments fans are waiting for, they scored consecutive goals a minute and 3 seconds apart to tie the game. It just wasn't enough for the Buds, as the Bruins won again. The Leafs also lost D-man Timothy Liljegren through a controversial Brad Marchand play that a lot of fans and media think he should have answered for. If not from the refs, then maybe someone on the bench? Now, if we told you a month ago the 2 hottest teams in the country would be the Habs and the Canucks, would you have believed us? Well, here we are. Yeah, Montreal fell to the Yotes last night, and they have had significant injury issues of their own, but they do have the exact same record as the Leafs 10 games into the season, while being on a completely different trajectory on where their franchises are at. While no one's acting like this is sustainable, the vibes are definitely high in Quebec with this young squad. And then there's the Canucks. A team that very few believed in heading into the year. I'm not one of those people though, because I believed all the way. They now sit second in the Pacific, and their big guns are firing, with Pettersson and Hughes specifically peaking into the superstar category that everyone expected them to eventually be a part of. They laid one of the most intense beatdowns of the year last night on San Jose, hammering them 10-1, and absolutely ruining this poor kid's birthday. But someone please get this kid some merch immediately. Give him something. Now joined by our gambling guy Davis Sanchez and in pink. Chaz, look how good we look. We didn't even plan this.
Yes, we did. So cute.
No, he is trolling. I promise we did not plan it. All right, Chaz, we got a great Sunday of games and the 2 best sandwich of the day. As we start with the Dolphins and Chiefs bright and early from Frankfurt, and then Sunday night it's the Bills and Bengals. At the end of the day Sunday, who will we be talking about as the best team in the conference and why?
The Bengals are the best team in the AFC. But that early game in Germany, I like the Miami Dolphins. The teams can't get pressure on Miami. Tua is the least pressure quarterback in NFL, and the Chiefs are pressuring at like 25th in NFL. So I just don't see them. If they can't pressure Tua, they can't beat them. But the Bengals, their secondary weapons, Marissa, are just better than the Bills now. And that's, partly because of injury and partly just they're better right now. And T. Higgins has become, that premier number 2 receiver. Bills still don't have that. And then also probably the biggest thing for me is defensively, quietly, the Bengals can man you up. And the Bills don't have the ability to do that right now. So for that reason, I love the Bengals. I think they're young and talented. They're back in. And we don't need to talk about their quarterback and Jamar Chase, because we know where they're at. And I think it's kind of a wash with Joe Burrow and Josh and Diggs and Chase. But defensively, quietly, they're young, they're athletic, and that's why I think the Bengals are a better team right now.
Oh man, Bills Mafia and show producer Christopher Hine is not gonna like hearing that. Okay, Chaz, give us your best bet for Sunday.
My best bet is Dalton Kincaid. I'm riding the Dave Naylor train. Dave put me on this 3 weeks ago. We've gone back-to-back hitters with Dalton Kincaid over receiving yards. And for some reason, the books are still pricing him as a tight end or as an inline tight end. He's really a glorified receiver, a slot back, and he's become the number 2 option for Josh. His number was 34 at the beginning of the week. We jumped on it, and I think now it's climbed up to 37, 38. But we're loving Dalton Kincaid, and it'll be important. He has a big game.
Chaz, a pleasure as always. Enjoy the games this weekend. And just a reminder, you can watch all the best games from morning to night this Sunday on CTV and TSN. It starts at 9:30 a.m. Eastern with the Frankfurt game. And as I just mentioned, it's a banger of a game with the two top teams in the AFC as the Dolphins and Chiefs go head-to-head. Then at 1 Eastern on CTV, we got the Seahawks and Ravens. Then after that, at 4:25 on CTV, it's an NFC East showdown between the Cowboys and Eagles. And it all finishes Sunday night at 8:15 Eastern, 5:15 Pacific, as we've got a rematch of last year's divisional playoff matchup as the Bengals host the Bills.
An opossum on the field about the 15-yard line. He was not happy about being escorted out.
That is one angry possum. Time now for my favorite segment on yours, Why We Love Sports Today.
Why we love sports today.
And it's no secret this show loves animals and sports crossovers. So when a possum got on the field on last night's TCU and Texas Tech game, you knew that we'd be all over it. Oh no! No! Oh no! You're gonna drag me out, bro. Okay, it's always great when we see retired former greats still honing their crafts. And Ronaldinho did just that, showing he still got that immense skill while playing a little foot volley. Like, imagine, oh my God. Just imagine Ronaldinho is your teammate for a little beach volley. Come on, come on. Yeah, it's over, exactly. Man, when is he not gonna have it though, you know? He could do that until he's 75 at least, 80, 85, 90. Let's go, Ronaldinho. And speaking of soccer, check out this skill. That was stunning. Sign her. Whoever she is, sign her now. Time now for the CFL preview powered by FanDuel. And with the East and West semifinals going down this weekend, the big question of the week is in Hamilton. Ticats head coach Orlando Steinauer was refusing to name a starting quarterback, but we did see Matthew Schultz get the first team reps at practice. And later the depth charts confirmed it, he will start over Bo Levi Mitchell Saturday against Montreal. And we think that's great for receiver Tim White. Let's just focus on Bo Levi Mitchell's first 3 games this season, the games that he started. And White's numbers were nothing special in those contests. But all other games, my guy was averaging just under 80 receiving yards a game. And checking his line on FanDuel, his total for Saturday is set at 71.5. We're gonna ride with our guy, Tim White. And not just because we have recency bias and he was on the show yesterday, but it definitely helps. And you can watch the CFL's East and West semis this weekend on TSN. It starts at 2 Eastern on Saturday with a game we just talked about, the Ticats and Owls, and then right after it's the Stamps and Lions. Okay, it's finally here, the NASCAR Cup Series Championship at Phoenix Raceway, where it will come down to the final 4 racers to determine the champion. And we will fully admit we're not the biggest NASCAR experts on the show, but that's why we have our guy Lucas Wacker to help educate us. Lucas, tell us exactly what we need to know heading into the race.
All right, Marissa, here's what you need to know. We've got the youngest championship 4 across average age in history, with Kyle Larson looking to become a 2-time champion in 3 seasons, while the other 3 in Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell, and William Byron are all looking for their first Cup Series championships here at Phoenix this weekend. And when we look back to the spring race, all 4 drivers on the final restart were in contention for the win, with William Byron ending up victorious. It's going to end up taking perfection both on and off pit road and on the racetrack itself. So it's shaping up to be one heck of a battle between all 4 of these guys, and I can't wait to see who comes out on top in the desert.
Lucas, thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the race on Sunday.
Thanks for having me, Marissa.
And you can watch the NASCAR Cup Series Championship this Sunday on TSN. Coverage begins at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. That's all for today. Julia will be filling in Monday, Tuesday. I will see you back here Wednesday. Have an amazing weekend.